Hello, hello, hello. Wow. Uh, Surprising amount of noises we are confronted with. We are back at Okayami High School. Now, the first episode may not be super fresh in your memory, or it may be, whichever the case may be. We're gonna do a little summary. I know that I spent a great deal of time explaining the mechanics of the game, things that I struggled with in the beginning, and I feel like it made the episode a very long-winded one. So, in this episode, I think we're focusing more on just really expanding the school. For now, we have a very decently large budget. And right now, we actually have a plus income. I'm not sure why, actually. Yeah, but we will check all of that. But for now, let's check out what we have so far, huh? So Okayami High has about 18 students right now. There are still some leftovers from, I don't know, old days. There's a playground for the students to play on. There is a very beautiful, oh, actually let's see the full building in its full glory. We have already expanded a little bit, right? We have already invested into a second and even potentially a third floor. We will definitely continue this process. The main focus, I think, for this episode is going to be establishing a second classroom. That is important as the, let me see, the first class that we have here, these students, they are nearing their final exam in order to move on to the second year. And after that, we will be able to take in new students again for the first class. So we're going to have a new first class while this class is moving on to the second. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think it does, right? So it's not like, because, for example, that was one of the things that confused me. I thought that instead I would just have to build a new classroom for the higher class to move into. But instead, they are just upgraded in place, so to speak. That's how that goes. So, yep, let me think. I think, indeed, it would be wise to look at that right away. Alexa, turn off the alarm. Oh, that didn't even work. Alexa, turn off the alarm. Amazing. Modern technology. So you see, I'm right on time. I set the alarm appropriately to begin recording the second episode. So, one very obvious thing. This building here is really only temporary. We're not going to be sitting on this building forever. We're going to replace it at some point. What we are going to do for now is we are going to expand the whole building. Yep. That is precisely what we're going to do. So, let me see. About this size would be good, I think. Or maybe this. Let me see. How wide is this? This is 6 fields. And this here is kind of hard to tell. I think this is also 6. So pretty good for a classroom. And then this can just continue until we run out of space here eventually. I'm definitely eyeing with buying a neighboring place for all the future expansions, because believe you me, there is a lot a lot to go to. I've played this game for a few hours now, maybe 30, and I've not even gotten close to even mid-game, I think. So yeah. But we're gonna be content with this for now. Let me see, what have we done here? Ah, right, so we made it very centralized. This is gonna be the present and future teacher break room, where all the teachers can go to have a little rest from these little rascals down here. Okay. So while we're waiting for that building to finish, we are going to await the students eager to study and learn and expand. Yeah, I have no idea why I made this here. Why I made it in the green color. There are definitely better options for this. Let's take a look. This is what I did last time, I think. And instead... Ah, yes. Now we are in summertime. And as you know, or maybe not, especially in Japan, and this is what this is modeled after, right? So we are somewhere in Japan. Summers can get very hot, very humid, and almost unbearable. And in order to contend with that, well, let's just say they've come up with creative solutions. And I'm sure these solutions were at some point used. I can totally imagine that, even though I have no evidence of it. And you're going to see that in a second. But first of all, I would like to do something here to the entrance. Ah, okay. For the first time, as we are entering into a new semester, second week, basically, we're going to give a speech to the students so they stay motivated throughout the whole, well, it's not a school year, but the school week, let's say. So here we are. Now you can see we're outside in front of the school. And the morale is quite low. But now the headmaster is taking the stage and we now have a chance to address the students as they're all neatly dressed here. Lovely. No one seems that interested. Which would be the best opening to rouse interest? Well, I think we're going to start with a friendly opening. We are a small school. I know all the students by name as I'm teaching them myself still. That makes sense. The audience now feels satisfied. We're talking about academics, of course. What else can we talk about? And now they are gaining already a big boost. But everyone passed the exams, and therefore I'm going to commend them, naturally. Yay. And I think we're going to go with the award bonus. It's kind of the safe bet. Yeah, gained another +5 for atmosphere. And now we're going to close it up with a loud cheer for heartfelt encouragement. They are loving it. They are literally eating from my hand. Congratulations on your first school-wide speech, Headmaster. Were you nervous? There will be more topics for you to explore in the future. Here's a script I had drafted before about satisfaction. It might come in handy one day. I have no idea what she's talking about. Yeah, no idea what she means. Right. Anyway, where was I? I was decorating the hallway a little bit. Probably one more. Now this is better. What's happening? What's up? Headmaster, it's boiling in here. I'm melting. Please build cooling furniture to resolve this issue. Naturally, we will do that. Let me pause this crazy speed for a second. Okay, what's happening? Hey, Headmaster, I'm a farmer from the nearby village. The weather is getting really hot. I have a lot of ice back home. Take them for now. We don't want the kids to get a heat stroke. Right, so we are clearly an old school building. There is no AC. Forget about it. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to place ice trays in all the rooms. It's going to cost us a bit of money, but we can obviously afford this. And this is going to help cool the students down. Right? From experience, I already know one is hardly enough because the heat is simply too much. So we're going to place another one at the other end of the classroom, and then these students are taken care of. Obviously, this is not the only room that they're going to be entering. We're going to place an ice tray here. We're going to place an ice tray in the toilets, just in case. And then in the research room, to make sure they stay level-headed, we're going to place 2 as well. And even the headmaster gets 2 ice trays. And then we are... Wait, we're not done. The teacher break room is also suffering from the heat. And therefore, we're going to put 2 ice trays in here as well. Done. Now we're going to see these little symbols for the high temperature. They're going to disappear as we can sort of see ourselves. Yes, thank you. What have I gotten? I've gained plum juice. That reminds me of another game where plum juice had a certain effect. I wonder what it does in this game. Let's see. We look into the headmaster's inventory here, and we see plum juice, very thirst quenching. What does this do? Let's try on our students. Hey guys, here's some plum juice. They love it. To lead a happy and healthy life, students must pay attention to personal hygiene at all times. Headmasters should do their best to provide sinks or showers. Showers make sense certainly later on when we have our own gymnasium. Or, I don't know, whatever we're going to have later. For now, sinks is something we already have. But it is probably true we could build another... Yes. Hello, Headmaster. Our community needs people to clean. You can now add community volunteering to the schedule. I hear this area is full of little opportunities for accidental wealth. Right. That is true. We can do that. Let's see. The novelty of being in a new school has worn off. The students are thinking of ways to entertain themselves. There are way too many random messages popping up right now. I am trying to show something here. So when we open the schedule, we can then have a community volunteering special course. I think we are going to... Let's see, what is the database saying? We're doing very well in the humanities department, so I think we can get rid of one of these courses and replace it with... What? No, I meant to do it here. Yes, community volunteering. One more. It's fine. Doesn't affect our grades too much, so no problem whatsoever. Are there actually any students that we can admission to this? No, we cannot. Okay. Fine. But this is definitely going to happen. So. Alright. Yeah, let's not wait. Let's set up a new classroom right here. Like this. And let me see, blackboard this way or this way. Let's do it this way. This way, because it's easier to then have windows on the side to let in more natural light, which I think students would appreciate. Right. That's a lot of not wasted space, but not ideal. Let's put it that way. Okay. Apparently we just unlocked something. Let's put 2 rows in here for now. This is fine. We can adapt this later. We are going to put this little bookshelf in the corner. The trigonometry ruler right here. But of course the book or the lunchbox holder cannot be ignored as well. Now, windows. What are we going to do for windows? What is this? Also windows. That's a bit overkill, I feel. But we can definitely add 2 windows here. And then another 2 on this side. Now, this is a beautifully lit room. We can also put in a little light here and there. There you go. The whole room was upgraded to being fancy, I guess. And the one thing that's missing is some greenery. And I have no idea why a student just walked in here. And a second one. And a third one. This is not really a break room for you guys. You're not actually... Okay, well, I'm glad that you bonded, you know. Yeah. Anyways. This room is done for now. Yes, and we have completed the research for the junior science course. And now it is time to also unlock the other education, the ways of education, the meaningful ways of education, the junior art course. Because I think in the future we may also take in students that are looking for an art or sports education. Which, to be fair, currently we cannot really provide. We are mainly focused on humanities and science, but we're gonna expand. This will be fine. What is happening? Your students are turning delinquent. Let's Prank is a popular drama series currently airing on television. Some students would be naughty once they get their hands on it, making them much harder to manage. Some students. Well, can you tell me which students those are? So I can take care of them? Let me see. We currently have 3 science teachers and only 1 humanities teacher. And we already have 1 art teacher as well, who is working in the research room. I don't remember if this was my main researcher even. No, that is this lady here, Rena Allen. But Joshua Wilson is one. He looks a little distressed, but anyway, fine. I do think that we should already hire and train a new humanities teacher if we could. But for some reason, there are only sports or science teachers on the market right now. That is strange. But alright. Fair enough. Happening here, we always need to click on this button here to get our little rewards in between. You know, that's how gaming works. Yeah, now the system of course is warning me that this class is actually not currently operating on anything, which I know. I kind of jumped the gun a little bit with this one and rated it in advance, but this is definitely going to happen, right? There's only 4 days left until the exams, and then we're going to see what happens. Well, we have a lot of empty space here. We should think about what we're going to do with that. Here's our little cat, Muisa, who is just chilling by herself in peace in the tea room. Yeah, so just again, like a little quick rundown. So this room here is basically the room where the students go to drink. There's a lot of emphasis being placed on this. I'm sure this room functions as both a room to, yes, get their drinking on, but also as a break room to just kind of hang out and clear their heads from one lesson to the other, aka in between lessons. Headmaster, the weather is warming up and the bugs are chirping. I remember all the bugs I caught as a child. I'm sure you do. So now we've unlocked the bug net. Great. You can now sell bug nets at the school store. If you do not have a school store yet, you can unlock it through research. True. There are a lot of things that we can research. What happened here? Why did you fall down and why are you seemingly asleep? Class sure is a drag. When can I go play? Student is acting out. They won't learn from the course and their behavior will affect others around them. Hey, don't do that. Miss NetEase UU. How can I change their names? I haven't figured this out yet. Super rich. There she is. Did this work? NetEase UU. Maybe we cannot change their names. It's a strange name, NetEase UU. I don't know what that's about. Maybe you need an external tool to change the names or a mod. Yeah. There are some mods on the Steam Workshop. I mentioned this last time, I think. So yeah. What now? What's happening? A student brought a frog to school, affecting normal class order. Assign a teacher to take care of it as soon as possible. That seems reasonable. And we missed the window. Oops. Alright. We can see here at the top we have some contribution points acquired. That is very good, and we should reinvest them into the area around the school, which in this case is called Drakemont, or a Japanese name. And we are going to invest into... Why does it say arts promotion? This is not arts, this is humanities. I'm going to do the same with science as well. So now all the students have slightly higher abilities for both science and humanities. And also the parents will like us better, right? Because they see that we are actually making an effort for their children to succeed in their school careers. It's a weird term, right? School career. I mean, these are literally children. They should not be thinking about a career necessarily at that age. Ideally. Anyways, let's get rid of this fence. I don't see what we should do with this. I also saw there's something here in the corner. We can sell all of that for money. And just in general, if you don't like the placement of something, grab it and then place it anywhere else you like. Works fairly easy. And the whole part about expanding the school and decorating it is, as we're going to see, is really done in a good way, so that it's fun, engaging, and everything that you place has some kind of purpose. And a new day begins, and the students are flocking to the class. They cannot wait. Now again, we're checking, are there any student admissions? No new applications this week. Okay. How are we doing with our management skills? See, we are kind of running into, not issues yet, but we will eventually. We have already 60 management points used out of the 72 that we have. So eventually we will have to consider building a management office to help us managing the whole school department. And I personally think that I should do this right on top of this office here. Yep. But we need to see, do I have a set of outside stairs? Staircase. Outdoor furniture. Yes, I do. Well, they're called castle stairs. Okay, fine. What about these? Why does it say these are decorative? I don't really know. Yeah. A new set of stairs. Beautiful. Opening up. Oh, they enter from this way. Okay, okay, okay. Great. I can already see this window is going to be obsolete. So let's remove it. Because there will be a new building here as well. Let's build it already now. So that we don't have to invest the money later. Okay. Now, what's happening to the teacher recruitment? Science teacher, oh, humanities teacher, there we go. This one has a relatively high skill ceiling of 30. Teaching proficiency is low. Larry Davis. Larry, you have an absolute neckbeard, but that's fine. We're gonna train you, and you will be just as talented as you can be. See, again, this is kind of a little annoying that you have to kind of click everything twice here. Let's do a double training. Anyway, why does... Yeah, this is fine. I'm gonna invest this money anyways, because we need to. Right, so again, if I click on this and I'm like, okay, I want to train a teacher, then I have to... This was empty, I have to click here, and then confirm, and then choose another teacher, even though I already did that. So this is kind of the few things that if they improved on these things with the UI, it would make the game even better. It really would. Okay, we've almost completed the junior art course, just in time. As we are halfway into the second period of the day. I can hear the noise of the building being erected on top of the other one. Am I already going to build this on top of... Wait, what does this roof look like? This roof looks like it needs to go. Flat roofs are amazing. They have absolutely no downsides. Just kidding. My old school building used to have a flat roof. This was some kind of weird, I think maybe from the 70s or 80s design, I'm not sure. And we constantly had leaks in the roof. Everywhere, all over the building. And then at least once a year, if I remember correct, they had to come and seal the roof again. And this was a very long process and probably cost a lot of money. And yeah, it seems silly. What's happening? What's happening? Wait, why did I delete the basketball court? No, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to click on his request. That is silly. Let's rebuild it. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to remove that. What's the issue? Another frog. Why do you like frogs so much? And it's already a second issue. What's happening here? Oh no, a student fell ill. They need to be treated in an infirmary. Seems a bit like overkill, doesn't it? Infirmary. We do not have that currently. And one sick student, I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? He actually fell. You are sick because you broke your ankle. Sorry to hear that. I hope you'll be better soon, but that guy was doing push-ups on the basketball court. Interesting. Okay, let's place a few more benches for the students to take their deserved breaks. Yeah, because again, soon we are expecting a new influx of students. Yes, continue research, add the junior sports course. And after that, we could research campus security. We could also sort of get the first bigger improvements done. The school reform 1. This makes sense, I guess, which it kind of lines up with your school level, which is now 2. And then it makes sense to have this kind of school reform, but it takes a long time to research. 2 days is a very long time, of course. Right. What's happening here? Class is a drag. Oh, you guys have watched this drama, have you? It really affected you. And you better be sorry. Yeah, and if you're wondering, so if you put down these ice trays, do they actually melt? Yes, they do. This one is already halfway gone. But we can also see here in this classroom, for example, we look here at the overall preview, it has cooled down the room to a kind of acceptable degree. 29 degrees Celsius. Still quite warm, but yeah, anything below 30 is considered acceptable. Even though I remember from my school days that when it was really hot outside, we would sometimes be relieved from school. Even though the inside temperature was, of course, nowhere near the outside temperature. We had relatively massive buildings that were really well insulated and there was not that much heat inside. Or maybe it just didn't bother me. It's also possible. Let's check this. Anything happened here? No admissions this week. So nothing's gonna happen here for this whole week. Interesting. Okay, we've received a few new things to build. A red flag. I don't know what this red flag is supposed to represent, but we're gonna put it up. And we're gonna put one here as well, just because we can. I deeply understand the value of education to the children. Your school has given me the urge to contribute a little something to our educators. Here's a token of my appreciation. Plus 3,000 funds. Great. It does remind me though, we have not really... Yes. Let's see. Here is the same bookshelf. And the trigonometry thing. Excellent. This apparently is mainly an aesthetics thing. The bookshelf also. Now you would think, of course, that a bookshelf would, you know, help students learn or provide them extra knowledge, but no. Just to look nicely. Okay, he is continuing his training. He may not be the most talented teacher, but anyways, we really had no other choice for now. We just needed another humanities teacher. Oh wow, she has a very high teaching ceiling. We're gonna recruit her just because. Carol Brown, our first sports teacher. So now we are prepared. So now if we had a class that required arts and sports, not saying these are connected, but you can connect them, then we have already the teachers for it. Which is very nice. Wait, can I do another training? No. That's what I was thinking. Oh, would you look at that? There's even an old outdoor toilet, which we certainly do not need anymore. Wouldn't want the students to use that when we have modern facilities inside. I'm gonna move this bench. And then what? I should probably plan this. But how am I gonna get upstairs? Can I squeeze a set of stairs inside here if I move the door maybe? Let's see. Buildings, staircases. Nah, this is way too large. And the set of outside stairs. I mean, sure, that could work, but I would rather not, to be honest. Maybe we will wait for a more elegant solution when we can unlock more stairs and better stairs. Okay, we can check meanwhile, how are our students doing? Are they properly educated? Yes. Everybody is doing just fine. Yeah, and so just to reiterate that, so when we unlocked the junior humanity course and the junior science course, we unlocked new courses such as algebra, geometry, and mathematics application. So these are then classes that will show up in the course, as we can see here. We go back in here. Here we have algebra, sciences 101, etc. Right, so you have to research these courses, and otherwise you cannot actually teach them, and these classes will go to waste. And so this is a thing that if you start playing this game, and if you're not catching up with the fact that you have to research these new courses, the class will progress anyways, right? But if you don't research these new courses, you cannot teach them, and therefore you might end up with a lot of fails on your next exam. That is something to consider. Oh, what's happening here again? These are slacking off. Stop slacking off. LC. Yeah, you better be sorry. How's our cook doing? Ronald Parker. Where can I see your skills? Best level discipline. 13 cooking skills. Not great, not terrible. So how's the food quality here? The 1 meat, 2 veggie combo. I mean, it fills their stomachs, but I don't think it makes them very happy, does it? But then this food tent gives us 1,000 whatever money a day in income. That's not... It's not a small feat. It's definitely, it matters. You're the student that broke his ankle, right? Ryan Turner. Severe sprain. Oh. recover slowly. Well, that's fine. At least it's not the flu or something. Of course, you would see if one of the students actually catches the flu, they will pass it on to other students, and then you might end up with the whole class being sick. So eventually, having an infirmary would make sense. I just haven't unlocked it yet. Yeah, but you had a walking aid. Where did it go? The doctor should have given you something. Wait. Did you two teachers just agree on doing the bare minimum? I do not agree with that. Let's see. You are Joshua Wilson. Well, you're just doing research anyway. Change. Headmaster, some facilities do not have essential staff assigned to them yet. Please don't forget about them. I'm not. I'm just waiting. Oh, I forgot to set up the cleaning tools. So the room is getting dirty. We're gonna fix that in a moment. In fact, we're gonna put some right here. Yep. Yeah, that's taken care of. Nothing new is happening here. What about this department? Art teacher, science teacher. Oh wow, 49. Gifted researcher as well. Susan Garner. You're definitely not a management ace, but that's fine. Daily wage 207. Not too expensive actually, considering your talents. Susan Garner, welcome. You're gonna help our research team, I think. What about the training here? Oh, he's almost done. Mr. Larry Davis. Okay. We may speed up the time a bit for a while. There you go. Let's see. I don't think, yeah, there's nothing really else left to research here. Student council is not something we need right now. When we have a bunch of classes, this will absolutely be important. But I think for now, aside from campus security, which also really matters when you have a bunch of classes with a bunch of delinquents, we're going to go for the school reform. And our brand new star teacher talent is going to help out. Right here. So, wait, which one was this? Susan Garner, right? Yes. You are going to help. Amazing. But now we see here, we have a little exclamation mark because now we don't have the management capabilities to support this room. I don't really understand it. The amount of researchers is kind of the amount that we can have. And we also need it. Because it halved the research time for the school reform, which is very important actually. So I don't really know what the issue should be around this. Can you stop bringing frogs to school, please? I'm gonna send the cook after you. You will not like it. One of the students now has been caught bringing a frog. Apparently several times. So if we wanted, we could expel that student. Again, I've never actually done this. Yes, bringing a frog to school is unusual and not really acceptable, but I'm not going to expel a student for that. Maybe they are really, really interested in science. Who am I to judge? What's happening here? What? Morning session, Tai Chi weight loss practice. Not needed. Circle time. Everyone take a seat. Today, inspired by nature, we're having a vivid and visual outdoor class. Excelsior! Increase attractiveness and enhance pop music club talent. We can look at that next year, I think. It's raining today. It's not as hot as it normally would be. But we actually have to keep in mind that the ice trays are really melting quickly. And summer is definitely not yet over. One more day until the exams. Is there something I'm forgetting? It's a flu or no? Yeah, exactly what I described before. A flu is spreading rapidly through the school. Please ensure your medical care facilities can handle it. My what? I don't have such a thing. I'm sorry, kids. You're just gonna have to take this as a immune system strengthening measurement. Nothing else I can do. School satisfaction decreased to medium. Because the food is disgusting, because someone has a sprained muscle, and because they have the flu. How is that my fault that they have the flu? The school has not... Clearly the flu came from outside the school. It has nothing to do with me. Oh yeah, there we go. Now we're paying the price. Right, is there still something left in the ice trays here? Yes. So these poor students, probably plagued by fever now as well. At least they won't be overeating. Even Miss Lin is sick. Oh no. Mild flu. Well, what can you do? What we can do is for sure... Miss Susan Garner, I want to enhance your research skill even more. Where is she? Yep. But a teaching proficiency is also something to work on. Teaching proficiency, as far as I understand it so far, also has an influence later on. So if some teacher is teaching a higher class, like a second or third level, if their teaching proficiency is not high enough, they actually cannot teach certain topics because they simply do not understand them, or they cannot at least transfer the knowledge to the students. That is also something to keep in mind. So there could be like a minimum proficiency requirement of, I don't know, 30 or 40, something like that. So you have to always keep in mind this, the teachers that you have need to be capable enough, of course, to actually teach the curriculum. Okay, we're going to speed up the time again. It seems to me the flu has already disappeared. And we can see the school satisfaction is back to high. And you can kind of see from me playing the game, there's a lot of things you have to keep track of. It is still, once you get used to the kind of cycle of things, it's still relaxing to play. It's not like you're constantly just stressed out and, oh my god, I'm missing things. Right? You can always pause if it's too fast for you. You can play at a slow speed. And really only if you know that there's not really much to do, as it is right now, then you can always speed up however you like. Right, so it shouldn't get too demanding. Okay. Your students are becoming well behaved. Oh no, we have the opposite effect. Journey to New Changes is a popular variety show currently airing on television. Some students will become more well-behaved once they get their hands on it, making them much easier to manage. A variety show. What exactly to imagine under a variety show? Not sure. Okay, I think we're definitely going to wait out the next exam and the effects that follow after. And then we will conclude this second episode. Okay, Susan Garner has successfully increased her research proficiency, but now we're going to take care of your teaching proficiency as well. Such a talented teacher needs to be incorporated in the curriculum. But of course, keep in mind, a teacher can only do one of two things. Right? I cannot ask Mrs. Lin to also do researching at the same time. That will not work. So teachers that are dedicated to researching will only do research, and the ones teaching will only do teaching. And here it is, the School Reform 1. Now you can see what we are unlocking, mainly new furnitures or new kind of building parts, windows, staircases, doors, that kind of stuff. But we're not going to stop here. We are going to, let's see, what are we going to do? Temperature, hygiene, cleaning, interesting. We could probably do with, let me see, lifestyle education. Oh well, actually humanities course, as these children are entering the next level quite soon. We need to stay on top of things. Very important. What's happening? Another frog? No. Video game. 3 students. You guys. Ronald. Ronald is basically not just my cook, he's also my security guy. Because he's always fast. Because whatever he's cooking here probably doesn't take that much time, to be honest. All right. And we are entering the last day of the school week. New applications have arrived. We can take a look, but I'm not really looking for a new teacher right now. I think we're doing okay with what we have. Ruth Mack. Nah, not necessary. Let's check again. Are all the students on course to passing? Yes, they are fine. I do not know what this community volunteering actually ended up doing. I didn't really see any results of it, but ooh. Now we have unlocked the map, however. And this is an interesting thing. You can see here, first the map is all covered. And we have to do some research into the neighboring areas. Okay, keep increasing this. So we can then send a dispatch team. So basically we're sending a class on an excursion. And they're going to have different kind of adventures. And they're going to be facing problems. And obviously we only have one class available. So we're going to send them out. Why not? On their last day, just before the exams. I don't see any problem with that. So they're actually leaving the school grounds as well to go on their way. Even though I'm not sure, they're all going in different directions. And Mrs. Lin, you're just staying here. Why? Shouldn't you be going with them? She's just teaching herself. Fine. Why not? Great. So yeah, now we can always check in here. Wait, no, not here. Check here on the map. And see that they're making progress. Supposedly with Miss Lin guiding them, but she's actually here. teaching an imaginary class. Yeah, a bit confusing, but just trust me, it works out in the end. Maybe we can speed up the time again. I mean, it's probably not really a good idea to do this on the last day, but what's happening? Confiscate contraband. Pleased to meet you. I'm Mrs. Beatrix, a representative from the Parent-Teacher Association. I hear you've been confiscating forbidden items from students. Things not good for the children's development. I mean, frogs? What possibly could happen from having a frog? Depends what you do with the frog, I guess. Very smart of you. Thank you. From here, you need to return those items to me. I'll be handling the rest. Alright. I guess. We have 5 video game consoles and 2 frogs. And I'm gaining PTA points. If you wish to recycle any contraband, I will be waiting by the school gates every Friday. Alright. But here we are. We have run into a big mystery in the form of a puddle on the sidewalk. What do? We can hop over it, but we don't have the physique to do that, or we can walk around it. Try your luck. Success rate 40%. Yeah, so we're going to fail. As Ms. Lin walks away, the car swiftly drives through the puddle, causing them to be drenched in water. Great. No matter what happens, no matter how long this excursion is going to take, the kids will have to take their exam at the end of the day. No way around that. And concluding this week, then next week we should get new applications for a new class. What's happening? Rena Allen, you are tired. You are stressed. I understand that. Take a break. It's fine. Don't worry about it. What's happening here? A few students noticed a crowd of people standing around a strange-looking old man by the road. He is doing a weird ritual to a rich man. Next to him, there's a sign that reads Mystical Magician. Exorcisms of all types. The students are interested and walk over to check it out. Use sciences to solve. Yes. Teach him the wrongs of his ways. The students get on stage to find an old man performing an exorcism on a rich man. With a drop of water and flickering lights, as the old man chants, colorful ripples appear in the water. The students whisper to each other. Was this not just a chemistry experiment? It seems like the rich man has been scammed. The students realize the superstitious rich man has fallen for a scam. Should they tell him? Of course. Or not. But of course we're telling him. Our brave students step forward to expose the street scam for what it is. But forget what chemical reaction is used in the scam. Their hesitance and stammering make the rich man think they are only fooling around, so he impatiently chases them away. Alright, but it worked anyways. We have now... Yeah, this was not super successful, but this can go either way. It is influenced by how good the students are. But we have unlocked anyways a new school. No, wait, we haven't. This is just a new suburb. Missing required facility or furniture. I don't think so. Oh, bicycle shed. Oh, yes. So we can only get these students here because they are a little further away, right? This is our school here. They can only really get here by bike. There is no other way. Don't ask. There's no other way. So, yeah. That's how that works. Another frog. Sure. Deal with Ronald. 60 minutes left to the exam. Stay calm, don't panic. Well, I don't have to take the exam. I'm fine. Let's go. You are still stressed? You are still stressed. But now exam time. Let's watch them all pass with flying marks. No. What do you say that? Flying colors. That's what I'm trying to say. 11 out of 13 with full marks. Excellent. Great, great, great. But we are still the smallest school in the whole district. We have a long way to go. Oh, we got some money. And some contribution points to give back into the society. Or into the suburb or the community, whatever you want to call it. So Drakemont loves us, meaning they are going to provide a big influx of new students. Wait, what? Why is this now the 2-2 class? And this is not a 2-1 class? Why has this progressed to... No, it shouldn't have. This is grade 1. Yes, so you can kind of set that. You have some control over this, but it's a little minimalistic. Okay, what do we do here? Susan, are you ready to run your own class? I think you are. Yeah, I think you're ready. But also for now, maybe we're gonna just let Larry Davis do this. Yeah. There's no new admissions yet. Okay. This is going to happen. I'm sure it will. Some extra money. I'm not sure why. Or because we gained enough contribution points. Okay. Right. This is another nice addition. You always get to choose. You can have a mid-autumn festival. You can do a certain amount of field trips, or you can simply have a study week where they are very, very focused. We're going to go with a mid-autumn festival because it looks really nice. Not something I'm very familiar with, but yeah, we're going to set it up. I'll show this in a second. We have here like an entrance to the area. And then there is a little pavilion. And some kind of playground thingy. And here's a place where they can craft sky lanterns. And we can have some decorations set up. Watermelon and ice cream may be delicious, but summer is just too hot. I still prefer chilly weather. Great. Susan Garner is going to keep getting better. And these kids need to stop playing. Ronald will take care of it. Right, so now what happens here? We are going to craft sky lanterns and then we can use them. This is kind of our goal. A new semester has begun. How about a speech? Sure, we're going to give another speech. Why not? We can do that before we finish the episode. Time for the headmaster. Oh yeah, that's me. Suddenly they are excited, but not excited enough. We're going to get a friendly opening again. Wow. Talk about academics. No, let's talk about life. We don't want to have another flu attack. Wash your hands. Make sure you don't touch anything, don't lick anything, what you don't know. Just, yeah. Be safe. And then praise the students. That worked. Let's strive for another week of positive vibes. Yes. Okay, the level of excitement is not as high as expected, but great. Wow. Alright, well, the students are satisfied. That's all we can ask for, I guess. Now, what about new admissions? Aha. That's 8 new people. You are all granted access. Done. Let's set up your courses. Oh wait, Susan Garner is taking over. That's perfect. Can do some circle time. I don't really know what that's good for. And we also can have 1 week where we don't do literature twice a day. We're going to do community volunteering. At least once. What else is happening? Not enough drinking water. Because we've just admitted new students. And so now we get to... Yes, sure, flying kites, why not? Anyway, we need to build another desk here for the students to get tea. Or whatever they're drinking. Speaking of which. Headmaster, it's freezing in here. The classroom is as cold as a freezer. Please build heating furniture. Heating furniture. How about I just get rid of these 2 ice trays? Would that work? Oh, I got rid of a little more. Wait, where was this? Yes, yes, yes. Thanks for the roasted sweet potato that you have put in my hand. I appreciate that. Right. Okay, so we have our second class established. I think we can squeeze a few more students in here eventually. We are going to set up a third row. Another 4, just in case. Right. Nothing yet, but in 5 hours we're going to have more admissions. So now we already have 2 classes set up. And now you can kind of think about expanding the school. You can think about having a security. You can think about having a school store. All these things that you can research here. No, where is that? Lifestyle. School store, cafeteria. All things that we're going to research in future episodes and then include in the school building. Oh, and here we have our first sky lantern. This is in our inventory. And then what we can do here, we can... are we going to do that now? No, we're going to wait for the end of the class. So the students can actually see it. Dun, 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 and end of the class. And as the students come outside, even though it's raining... Ooh, look here, sky lanterns. Floating into the sky. Can we see that? Yeah. You can see. Oh, nice. And yes, in case you're wondering, yes, we have a panda egg. Which we can then spawn. So now there's a panda in the tea room, going wild. Also there's a frog. And oh no, there's a fire. But it's literally, I came prepared. I've played this game, so I know, right? And it usually happens only here. Yeah. It's fine. Oh, it's not done yet. I thought we could already research the next thing, but no. Do we want to go on another excursion? Yes, we do. Miss Lin, take them. Try your luck. You have experienced students now. Ah, right, and we can also sell mooncake. I forgot that. We need to change the item from the 1 meat 2 veggie combo to the mooncake for 60 coins a piece. Mooncakes are delicious, but be wary of weight gain. I think this is sort of very typical for Japanese classes or Japanese schools. We know that they love to be very focused on healthy eating and health in general, and that's a good thing. I really can appreciate that myself. So now we, of course, we just have to wait kind of for the students to buy 10 mooncake. It's not very difficult to do. What about new admissions here? Not yet. I think we're gonna wait for that. We're still quite far away from level 3. So this thing, I guess, is just to look at. Do you think we can achieve immortality if we refine the medicines produced? What? I don't know what that's about. Finally, we've reached the point of breaking almost. So now it is definitely high time. High time to have... Where are the outside staircases? I don't really see them. There's a brick staircase, which is very nice, but it doesn't fit in here anyway. And it will not fit in here, yeah. And it also doesn't fit on the outside. Okay, you know what? We're gonna go with the fantasy castle outdoor stairs then. Fine, you win. Anyway, the main thing is that we're going to... Right, continue training. You know what, Susan Garner? I think you are talented. I think you're gonna keep going. Okay, one thing that I want to mention before we finish the episode. You will also unlock more modern structure types. So for example, here we can see the simple wooden structure, which is basically everything the school is made of for now, has an earthquake resistance of 2. Basically nothing, and is not fire resistant. And here we have the red brick structure, which is actually fire resistant and offers twice the amount of earthquake resistance. So can we just replace already existing structures with this? Yes, we can. That's the beauty of it. All you have to do is paint it over the existing structure and then let it do its magic. Speed it up a bit. Come on guys, faster. Because logically thinking, I'm not going to build a red brick structure on top of a wooden structure. That wouldn't make sense. So I have to make sure that the foundation is stable enough first. Logical, right? Dispatch team is advancing. They seem to be doing just fine. And now we can build out the second floor here. Like this. For now. What's happening? Gurgle. Mrs. Lin's stomach lets out an embarrassing cry. It seems like they're hungry. They need to eat before they continue on their journey. Where should they go for food? Supermarket just to grab something. No, we're too healthy for that. Shopping mall restaurant. Not convinced. Foodie street. Foodie street sounds good to me. The wide array of food has everyone going crazy and trying out everything they can. Afterward, they appear happily. They happily head toward their destination. Great. We have 4 more student applications. Admit all of them. Wait. No, it's on this side. Hey, Panda, where are you going? Okay, 12 out of 12. How many do we have here? Here we have 16 students. I couldn't even fill this class up completely. That's embarrassing. We will do better next time. So this class is now full. We cannot admit more students into this class. This is fine. A slightly smaller classroom. Oh, we've already completed the mission here. We're going to leave this until the winter time and then we're going to get rid of this. So you basically have to buy this for every season if you want to do this kind of festival stuff. The same exists for Christmas. And I think you also have Lunar New Year as another activity. There may even be more that I'm forgetting about now. But you can always then decorate things and so on and so forth. It's really nice. What's happening here? Ah, yes, you guys are struggling, right. Has this been finished already? Yes, it has. Okay. Then as the last element, we're going to set up this management office with, of course, a desk. And apparently you need a phone. And then that's it. But you're going to get more. You're also going to get whatever this is. A shabby file cabinet. Who doesn't love those? No, you're going to get a big window here. Nice. And then a smaller window here. Maybe another window here. Yeah. You know what? This one is missing? A door. Regular gate, a small door. Wait, what? So is it a door or is it a gate? A bit confusing. Alright, this is fine. Now we have someone here who has to become a manager. And unfortunately, our chief researcher is the only one capable of also doing management, apparently, apart from us and Miss Lin. But we are already managing anyway as the headmaster. And Mrs. Lin is needed to be the homeroom teacher. So we have no other choice but to remove our chief researcher. And then we can choose what kind of management should be done here. You can have teaching guide, you can have research is king, extracurricular books, or sound judgment. I think we're gonna go with research. Yeah, so then we can see here now we have a new managed department. And they are going to manage the research structure itself. I don't know why this is still... Why is this still a problem? No personnel assigned. But there is personnel. Okay, fine. Intermediate science course. Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's take care of this problem then. So the new chief researcher is going to be Joshua Wilson. Wait, what? Joshua Wilson, you're the head researcher now. You're welcome. Okay, this is now working as intended again. Gonna unlock this, and there is something happening here apparently. A few students know. Oh, again this. Success rate 90%. This time we're gonna get it. Of course we're going to tell him. And this time we convince him. The crowd praises the students for their science knowledge. Everyone is so full of energy that they scout the area around the school before returning. We've now familiarized ourselves with the area around us. Lost some money, but gained some money, and also science points. Great. A great experience for everyone, and we also have unlocked new areas. Alright. The perfect moment to save the game. Override this save. And we're going to pause it here. In the next episode, we will have to build a third classroom. And I'm thinking that I'm probably going to do it right here. And this one will be for a new suburb where the students have a different focus. Instead of being focused on humanities and science, they will be more focused on arts and sport. Now, luckily, we have already taken care of that, and we have already hired an art and a sports teacher. You can see that here in our overview. One sports teacher and an arts teacher, even though he's also the head of researching, so he's going to be very stressed, but what can you do? We can hire more teachers in the future. Yeah. So that was the second episode for Let's School. And now that you already know what's going to happen in the third episode, at least to a small degree, I'm hoping that you're gonna watch and enjoy that too. And please let me know. Let me know how you like the game. Let me know if you find anything confusing, if there's something I can do better. Just let me know everything. All right. Until then, thanks for watching. See you next time.